Come on in, come on in. What's going on? Just another day in the neighborhood. On this gloomy looking Saturday in the 813. Cruising with the wife. Say hey to the people, girl.
What it do, peeps? What it do? Neighborhood waving at you.
Oh, what neighbor that was?
Across the street, Pastor have.
That's what that was?
Mm-hmm.
They got a new truck?
Yeah, that one for a minute.
Oh, I ain't paying no attention. I thought it was a Spanish lady. My bad, neighbor. Oh, you were saying this guy got the old school car.
The white,
It ain't in there. I seen it outside the other day. I ain't even, I passed by your boy house. I ain't even pay no attention to the house.
I heard it.
But yeah, man, y'all come on in. Y'all tap in with me as we get ready to have our conversation. And I'm quite sure everybody is reading this headline. If you're not, it's circulating around on all your social media platforms as well as the local news and probably world news now. This thing made big time television, unfortunately. So yeah, man, we just wanted to discuss the incident that occurred. I believe it was in Atlanta, Georgia, or Georgia. We're not gonna say Atlanta, but they did mention East Point, but I don't know if that's specifically Atlanta, where the employee and the manager got into, I guess, what they were saying, a back and forth, I believe. And the backstory of it is, I guess the manager had asked the employee, the young lady, I forget her name. She has a funny name, but anyway, the manager had some words with her, and she asked her to clock out and go home early. And I guess the girl was upset because the manager asked her to go home. And prior to that, I think she was asked to go home early the day before. So she was asked to go home, and she was pretty pissed about that. I can imagine, with everything that's going on in the world and the economy, trying to get back on his feet per se. You got bills to pay, so nobody really wants to go home early. So I guess that really upset her to the point where she came back. They say she had a mask on her face. She came back with a mask on and a knife. And one thing led to another, where she ended up attacking the manager. And, I believe the manager was trying to do her best to fight the young lady off, but, ain't nothing you can really do when somebody has a knife and, they swinging it. So all you can do is try to put up a fight, but to no avail. The 39-year-old mother of 6 ended up passing away from her injuries, and a guy that was in the drive-through seen what was happening, and so he tried to intervene to the point to where he had to pull out his pistol and shoot it in the air, according to reports, to get the young lady's attention. And then when she came out of the McDonald's, he held her until the law came. He held her until the police got there. So my question to you guys, and even my wife, because she's been in management and things of that nature, and I'm just going to give a little backdrop of me having to deal with difficult managers at certain times. I went through a dark period not too long ago where I had a similar situation where a manager was doing the same thing to me, sending me home early unfairly and things of that nature. And he would keep the new people that just came in the door, that just started the jobs. You know, I've been on the job like 5-6 years, but my hours getting cut short while the new workers coming in the door making all the hours and things of that nature. So that was something I had to deal with. You know, it was a dark period in my life. So I can understand what the young lady was going through, but I wouldn't have took it that far. You know, I would have tried to maybe reach out to higher up, maybe a district manager or HR or something to that nature, but not just come in there and just go crazy, because you know it was just a job, you know, and job stands for just over broke. But in any event, it was a job and it was her job. So I mean, you know, the job, you know, took care of her needs and her bills. So I won't hate on the job, you know, but she did feel like, you know, she had to do what she had to do, which I don't agree with. But yeah, man. So tell me, baby, have you ever, throughout your course of managing certain businesses, have you ever had to send people home, and did people ever feel like you was targeting them or picking on them to go home? And if so, how did you handle that situation?
So I would definitely say yes. Yes, and yes. I had multiple situations that I had to send employees home, not only due just for the hours and the business being slow at that time, but also different attitudes, because they didn't want to respect me as being a young black boss. They looked at it as they was older than me, so they felt like they didn't have to listen to me. So I had to keep everybody, the other employees, safe. So to diffuse the situation, I had to send several employees home. They was angry. They thought about it. Thank God they didn't come back and do what the young lady did. But at the end of the day, as being in management, you have to do what's best for the business. And in that situation, it was cost effective. So, no, she didn't like it, but I had to do what I had to do. And even not too long ago, that same employee that was coming for me, she publicly apologized to me over social media because she knew she was wrong in that moment. Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, did you ever like get into like a back and forth to the point where you felt like your life could be in jeopardy, or was you ever threatened or anything of that nature?
I'm not going to say that I was threatened, but it was definitely back and forth that they're not going nowhere. Who am I to tell them to leave? They put on their pants just like me, but at the end of the day, they left.
So you almost had to put hands and feet on somebody. That's basically what you're saying, right?
I ain't gonna say all that there, but I was ready for. I was on whatever they was on at that moment.
Okay.
In that time of my life, you know, I one foot in church, one foot out, so I was on that.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Throughout my course, my experience with working, man, I don't know. I always felt like I was targeted on these jobs, and I used to say like, dang, man, I start off on certain jobs doing good, and then it's like management will change, and then they bring some a-hole in, and now this a-hole come in trying to, you know, change up everything, changing up the flow of things, and you know, it was just always difficult for me to adjust no matter how much I tried, you know, and I'm a humble guy, you know, to a certain degree till I get pushed to that level to where my cup is just running over with the foolery. Then I got to, you know, I got to get you up off me. But But yeah, it's a sad situation, man, because the mother leaves behind 6 kids, 5 of them young girls, and I think a boy. I believe I seen a young boy that that was in the news, man. And so, I mean, that's a hurtful thing to see. Another black woman taken off the earth by another black woman. The lady was only 39 years old, 39, manager of McDonald's, single mother of 6. Now, and the employee was 26, so she was a young woman as well. If you see her on Instagram and other social media platforms, man, she seemed like she had a lot going on. She had all these colorful wigs on, and she was expressing herself on social media. She was crying out. I guess that was her only outlet to get things off of her chest. But sometimes, man, we have to reach out to people, man, that could talk us off the ledge. I know I had to do that several times, man. Go talk to somebody, man. Reach out to somebody, man, because I know a few times, man, working for people, man, I was about ready to jump off the ledge, man. Not to that degree, but I was just like, man, I'm either finna quit, cuss this joker out, or something. You know what I'm saying? But we have to be mindful, man, that when we working for somebody, that's just it. We working for somebody, so we gotta learn that we don't own that space. We just do our job and go home, and that's basically, I guess that's what she probably wanted to do too. But when people have responsibility, man, and they feel like they being picked on.
I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with what?
I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, I'm not saying that the young lady didn't have responsibilities, and because it ain't necessary that she was being picked on. So we don't know the full story. We just know that
she felt that she was being picked on. She said that.
But she probably felt that way because it's also how she perceived it. First of all, when you're going back and forth with anybody that's in leadership, you have to be respectful of those in leadership. Not saying that us in leadership have to abuse our position as well, but at the same time, when you are in leadership, there is certain things that you have to abide by, and those who are under you, when you say yes, I'm gonna take this job, you agreeing to follow somebody else's leadership. Meaning, at that moment, I wasn't there, so I can't really speak on that part. But as a manager and myself being in that position before, you got to also think about the other employees that's around as well. If you was being disruptive to the business and saying things that could have bring other people, not only the employees, but the customers as well. So as a manager, she did her due diligence by sending the employee home.
Right.
Now, maybe the employee at that time, she had a lot going on. We don't know. That's why you got to be careful. You don't know what people are going through in that moment. So, and I know right now today, she is probably regretting her decision.
Right.
You cannot and when you in a mindset like that, you can't do something that you're going to regret for the rest of your life.
Right.
So it's not so much that she was being picked on. That's the way she perceived it. When you coming in being disrespectful, yes, I'm going to send you home too, because one, I don't have to deal with that. Two, I got other people. I have a team of people that I'm responsible for, because when you clock in, no matter how old you is, you're my responsibility.
Right.
So it's up to me as the leader, being in leadership and being the manager, I got to make sure that while you're on my shift, it's running accordingly. So I just feel like the young lady, my heart go out to both sides, to the one that lost her life and the one who took her life, because now you got to deal with this for the rest of your life, not knowing that you have kids or whatever, so they don't have their loved one as well.
Right.
Mama, sister, daughter. So something that could have been avoided as, okay, there's other steps. You could have ISB transfer. You could have talked to upper management. Even though we in management, we got a manager as well too. It's
right.
Corporate. Take the necessary steps to do what you have to do.
Right.
That's
right.
what I'm just saying. Don't make a
split decision.
Right.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, she expressed that she felt like, she was being targeted, you know what I'm saying? And, sometimes, some of these jokers do be targeting you on the job. you know, they take out their frustrations on you, because managers are still human beings. And, you know, I think she should have reached out to upper management, or she should have got HR involved. But sometimes, you know, a transfer don't come that soon, it don't come that easy. But I think she should have talked to upper management, and then maybe upper management could have explained to her, look, this particular store at this particular time, it's not doing great right now, so we cutting back on hours. But, you know, we don't know. But yeah, she went on social media, man, and she was just kind of venting. So, I mean,
I feel like she was justifying what she was finna go and do. So she gonna put this
yeah,
out.
yeah.
So when I go and do what I do, this is my reason. But there's no reason. There's no. It wasn't okay what was taking place. It just. I mean, if I'm about to be, I'd rather be whatever the situation is. Okay, I ain't always been in leadership. I ain't always been in management.
Right.
And I done had some difficult bosses as well too. But at the end of the day, I had to make sure that whatever decision I make, it's not just gonna affect me, it's gonna affect everyone around me.
You. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely I definitely believe she regretting it now, because, man, one thing about it, when that door closed behind you and you on that cold mattress with that thin blanket, you definitely be thinking like, dang, I should have chose a different route. I should have made a better decision. You know, it's so many variables that she could have done. Like I said, I've been in that situation, so my mind was kind of thinking crazy, but I reached out to HR, got HR involved, man, and successfully, man, got the manager up out of there, because he was a crooked joker. And but yeah, man, yeah, man. So, you know, man, it's just crazy, man. The world is crazy, man. You have to really be cautious nowadays, man. When people tell you something, man, or show you something, man, a lot of times you gotta believe it, man, because, man, you just never know, man, who you dealing with on these jobs, and just throughout in life in general, man. That's why I always try to be kind and nice as possible to people, because I used to have a quick attitude. Even though I'm humble, certain things aggravate me, man, and I used to get mad and pop off, and I had to start, as I got older and as I started maturing more, and as I start just realizing that, okay, you're not always right. Okay, you don't know why these people asking you to do this. Yeah, it may sound stupid to you, but it might be a reason for them, you know what I'm saying? So I just had to start slowing down, man, taking my time, and not be so quick to go off, you know, because in the field that I work in, man, it's a lot of people that don't speak the lingo, man, if you will. It's a lot of people, man, that's from other places. So a lot of times they think they run me, you know what I'm saying? And I have to let them know, no, I don't work for you. You know, I'm a delivery guy. I work for the company that got the name on the side of this truck. I don't work for you, you know what I'm saying, per se. I'm gonna do my job. I'm gonna put it where you want me to put it, but don't put me at risk of jeopardizing my life, because sometimes they'll try to have you do some stuff, man, that's totally out of your job description. And, you know, it's protocol when you're doing certain things and making certain deliveries. When you're driving a big truck, you have to be safe. That's number one. You gotta be safe. You know, I know the customer's supposed to be always right, but when it comes to safety, no, the customer ain't right on that, because my first responsibility is to get back home to my wife and my family, you know. And so at times I done had to call my supervisor out on the job, man, look, I'm having a difficult time with this difficult customer, and man, y'all better come out here and deal with this situation, because I don't even really argue like that no more. I just pull off. Oh, you being difficult with me? Okay. I'll pull off the job site, and then I'll call my manager or whoever and let them come out there and deal with the situation. So that's how I learned how to deal with certain difficult customers, man. You were saying what now? What you were saying?
I was just saying, even in this world, it's crazy. Not just in that situation, people losing their life for crazy. People getting orders wrong. You want to go back and take somebody's life.
Oh yeah.
They putting. It's just you just gotta be mindful that we know the world that we live in is crazy. So you have to pay attention.
Yeah.
You definitely have to pay attention, and you can't just go around treat people any kind of way because you don't know what level they on.
Oh
you
yeah.
don't know. That could be the last. It can't even be. It won't even be about you.
Right.
It ain't
Right.
about something they already where they at in their life, and just because you told them, oh, you turned the wrong way,
Right.
they're gonna go ahead and take your life. So
Oh,
it's just crazy. It's just a sad situation.
And it's a lot of videos, man. Y'all can even check them out on YouTube. It's a lot of videos, man, with situations happening at places like these McDonald's and Taco Bell. Man, listen. I just refuse to be, and Popeye too, I just refuse to be going to jail because you got my order wrong. If you got my order wrong, man, and I'm gonna ask for my money back, and if you don't want to give my money back, cool, you keep them little $10, you know what I'm saying? That's how I see it. Losing my freedom over $10, $20 ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna argue with you. I learned probably about 5, 6 years ago when a lot of racial tension was in the air and the George Floyd thing was going on, man. I learned, man, listen, because I was hearing about stories where people was going to certain restaurants, people ain't want to serve them. Okay, I'm coming to your establishment. If you don't want my money, fine. I'm not finna argue with you. I'll take my money and my black self elsewhere because there's plenty to take my money, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, there's so many videos, man, on YouTube where I think I was watching one particular video where these young black girls went in a Taco Bell, and I don't know if the Hispanic ladies that was servicing them got their order wrong, but they went to arguing with these people, man. You can't be arguing with these people behind that counter cause you don't know what them people got behind that counter. You a customer and you coming in to that establishment, them people got all kind of weapons back there. And they standing up there arguing with them Mexican ladies, man. Them ladies put some hot boiling water on while they standing there running their mouth, not paying attention, not knowing what's finna happen. Them Mexican girls throw some hot scalding water on their ass and probably gave them 3rd-degree burns, man, 1st-degree burns and all that, you know. Look like they throwed it on them from either a teapot or a coffee pot. So, man, it behooves us, man, when we go in these establishments, man, to just be patient, man. You know, I mean, I think even the young lady was saying, you know, you get orders wrong, you know, especially working at a place like McDonald's, you know, you're not trying to get an order wrong, but sometimes I believe them jokers be trying to get an order wrong because they be rushing. Man, I learned a long time ago, before I pull off from a McDonald's or a Popeyes or a Burger King, check your bag. Don't be in so of a rush to drive off from that drive-thru. I don't care if you got to hold up traffic or not. Man, check that bag, cause people human. They flawed. They gonna get orders wrong, man. And it done been incidents, man, where people done came back up in there cause somebody got their order wrong with guns and knives and all kind of stuff. I'm like, dang, is it that serious? McDonald's ain't even that safe to eat, but you ready to bust a joker head over for a 6-piece McNugget. It's, you know, somebody done left your sauce out the bag. You know what I'm saying? So, man, yeah, it's just a sad situation, man. And, you know, that happened, man. That a young 39-year-old mother lost her life, man. You know, and you know, I think the young lady also was saying that, you know, their father was locked up, so, you know, she was saying they don't really have no one, you know, their aunties maybe, or another one of the family members can step in and help out, but, you know, their mother gone, man. That's a hurtful thing, man. Ain't nothing like mama. You know, it was like mama getting up every day, going to work, man. The manager at McDonald's, man, trying to make it happen, you know, trying to do the best she could do. to take care of the kids. So, you know, we just have to be mindful on these jobs, man, to always try to be respectful, man, whether we in management or whether we just, you know, regular workers, man. Show each other respect, man. Try to be understanding, man. And if we can't get nobody that'll hear us, you know, you go to that next phase, man, of getting the upper management involved or talking to HR. So yeah, man. Other than that, man, the world is getting crazy out here, you know. World getting crazy out here, man. Yeah. How y'all feel, man, that the 7 months under Trump been doing, man? You know, let me know in the comment section, man. You know, everybody freaking out. But I think you know, I don't feel no effects of what everybody else said they feeling. What about you, baby? You feeling any effect? You feel anything has shifted, anything different, anything affecting you that Trump done did?
No, I don't pay attention to none of that because Trump is just a man. I don't put my trust in Trump. I put it in God.
Right.
So I'm not affected.
Yeah.
I don't entertain conversation when people talk all that crazy stuff because I don't focus on Trump.
Yeah, motion's still going, motion's still moving, you know what I'm saying? And this is the thing that get me, and the people that talk about him and what he doing, they got motion going. It ain't like he done made any of these jokers homeless, jobless, you see what I'm saying? It just mind-blowing, man, how we let people just keep circulating certain rumors with no real evidence that it's affecting them.
Rumors.
Yeah, they keep rumors and they keep things circulating in the network that it ain't really affecting them. Yes, some things he doing could be affecting people, but the ones that's spewing the most is the ones that ain't nothing affecting them. Every time you see them, they still looking good, they still driving whips, they still got a roof over their head, they still got money coming in, but they're the ones that's going in the most. I don't want to hear from you jokers. I want to hear from the jokers that done lost their livelihood because of some stupid junk he did. I want to hear from the ones that's affected by a legislation law he done passed that done hurt them or their family. Them the ones I want to hear from. I don't want to hear from you jokers that got money, that's on the internet whining and complaining. Every time I see you, you got motion. Y'all, I don't believe y'all. I believe the ones that's homeless. Okay, say he passed a law that caused you to lose your job. Now, I'm not talking about illegal immigrants because they don't count. They don't supposed to be over there anyway. I'm talking about the ones that are American citizens that making a decent amount of money, got it going on. Trump did something, and now their life is done. You know, went to shambles. Them the ones I want to hear from. Y'all don't want to hear from you rich jokers that's whining on the internet complaining just to, you know, stir up mess. I don't want to hear that. Yeah, I still got motion. So whatever he doing, I ain't focusing on that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't affecting me directly. Or the people around me. I don't see no people more homeless than I did when Biden was in the office, you know? I'm like, it's crazy. And even when Biden was in office, you know, he was talking about COVID and all that. I was like, I knew that was like, man, come on. I don't see no people laid out on the streets, so it can't be no pandemic. I want to see the homeless. I should have seen the homeless lined up.
Why would you want to see them?
No, I'm just saying if it was a pandemic, that's what I'm saying.
And see, that just goes to
if it was a pandemic, the homeless should be the first one dead on the street. That's what I'm saying.
The thing about it is, and this is what I think everybody get misconstrued about, it's not even about Biden, Trump, Obama. It ain't none of that. What it is the individuals giving Trump and Biden all that credit.
All that power, yeah.
Yes, so the people that's why I don't even entertain a conversation because, again, I am my trust is in God. And for those who are feeling the way type of Trump, I just pray that God just show them that who He is in their life. That's it. And stop elevating Trump.
Right.
I'm not a Trump supporter. I didn't vote for nobody.
Me
But I'm
neither.
just saying that it's just what they doing is it just he living rent free in so many people here, and
Right.
guess what?
Right.
And people just keep on entertaining. So I choose not to entertain it. I'm not affected by it. I don't have to keep speaking on it, and I'm
Right.
done with it.
Right. Yeah.
People just keep going. They just do
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. They go hard, and I put a post. I think I made a video the other morning, man, talking about that. Like they want you to fear Trump more than you fear God. Like, come on, man. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. He gonna do what he gonna do. You just do what you do. You know? Just don't panic. Don't panic, man. But yeah, man, that sun bright. We driving right into it, but yeah, man, we just vibing on this Saturday evening, man. Just chopping it up, man. You know, man, y'all like and subscribe to the channel, man. Go to at Larry Anderson 6869 at Larry Anderson 6869, man. Y'all like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let me know your thoughts, man. What y'all think about the situation with the young lady, Unalived, and the manager, man. And you know, like I say, y'all just be safe out here, man. Be safe and mindful, man. And you know, always try to have a level head, man. And if you can diffuse any situation, man, try your best to diffuse it. But if you have to protect yourself, if you have to put hands and feet on the joker, then you have to do what you got to do. But let that be your last resort, though. You know what I'm saying? But don't let nobody get the ups on you either, though. Now, you know what I'm saying? You just have to be mindful, man. And yeah, man. Be safe out here. Until next time, man. Like, once again, share, subscribe to the channel, comment. And on that note, man, we's out of here. We out. We out. We out. We is out. We is out.